Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Gamey Daddy channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. Before I even jump into this video, a few disclaimers. Pardon my voice. I am recovering from some allergies. It's been a really interesting week. The videos that you've been watching, if you've been following, are videos I recorded previously. One of my audience members, anyways, said to record a few videos explaining skills and skill mods, and that was really smart of him, so I just recorded a bunch of them. And so I had a bunch of videos that were already scheduled for you guys. But then we got this news that Ubisoft is continuing with the Division franchise. And I guess this is why you pay us, the content creators, the big bucks. You know, this is why you click our videos and subscribe to us, to see that we are worth our salt. And so I appreciate you guys for sticking around in the channel, and basically just continuing to hang in, especially with me. I'm quite difficult to deal with here in the community. I understand that, but that's one of the differences you're going to get when you subscribe or if you're an audience member here on this channel. For the past few months, we've been talking about Ubisoft and what I felt, based on some analysis, was going to be their plans with the Division franchise. I thought they were going to be coming out with the Division 3 title, but, it wasn't out of the question that another Division game will be on the horizon. But what we've seen in the past few hours regarding pretty much what they're intending to do is actually quite interesting. It's actually good and a little surprising, even though it doesn't fully surprise me, because I already kind of assumed that the financial motivation was the biggest deal for any business anyways. If you want to stay relevant as a business, if you want to pay salaries, you're going to make moves that tries to bring in more bread for your company. If not, you're going to lose all your developers. They're going to go to other companies that want to pay them a bunch more money, and you're going to left actually just scraping by. Trust me, game developers are not easy to find. There are job postings on all your AAA websites, career pages that are looking for developers. Yeah, till this date, there are positions that have not been filled for months. I mean, it's insane. And so one of the big things that I believe that these game developing companies and publishers do is to try their best to actually continue to engage with their audience and, try their best to give their audience a good product. And so Ubisoft pretty much has announced the Division 2 Heartland, and it's a very exciting time because if you would consider all of the above, if you think about everything that this particular, announcement is bringing, it's bringing a mobile game, it's bringing a new game that is free to play, which is pretty nice. And there's been a lot of speculation also within the community about what this free-to-play mode will look like. Now, again, a second disclaimer is I have no knowledge of what this game mode is like. I have never played it, unlike, say, one of my colleagues here in the community, Daddy Fuye. He was involved in some of the initial testing, I guess closed beta or whatever it is, which was under NDA. And so he was the one that actually mentioned in his videos that he was actually kind of involved in that process. I, on the other hand, I have not been involved in any of these processes. Everything so far that I've speculated has been based on a lot of analysis and trends within our community from the very first game. It's not rocket science. It wasn't rocket science. It wasn't like I, kind of have some weird, premonition or whatever. It's just what we saw in the first game and how it led to the second game was a very, interesting pattern that if Ubisoft and Massive had not followed that pattern, it would have actually been a weird scenario. Now, looking at the community feedback, I've been watching some other videos from different content creators regarding this particular issue and this new release, and it's interesting to see what the community right now is talking about. Some people have speculated that this is going to be a battle royale. I think there was news that it might be a battle royale. I don't even know where that came from. I read the whole release. I didn't see a battle royale. And if there is a battle royale there that I didn't see, somebody help me. Some people have also said, this is probably one of those things that, Ubisoft finally realized that the Division is a very important part of their game, whatever. It's like, no, they didn't just realize that. They've always known that. I was trying to tell the community this for a long time, and I got called a madman. I got called all kinds of names, but whatever. And then I've also seen some people say, this is going to be free to play, the Division Heartland, by the way, from the perspective of, a free to play game that will be heavily monetized and also the mobile version of the game. And I say, yeah, the free to play is definitely going to have a monetary hook to it. That's for sure. But I don't think a lot of people are considering the entirety of what this game is actually going for. Now, if you come to think of it, when you say a battle royale game, I don't think the Division Heartland is going to be a battle royale game. There's no room for that. If anything, I think it might have a battle royale mode that is in the line of maybe survival or something like that. But I think what you need to be picturing your mind on should be something along the lines of Destiny and Warframe, a mode that has a grind game that's free to play and then allows for them to be able to sell a bunch of stuff like expansions. You see, Destiny 2, when they moved to the free to play version, they've been able to sell at least 3 or 4 major expansions, and each expansion has been the cost of almost a full video game. I mean, that's insane. I bought Shadowkeep for the premium price of $40. I paid only $55 for the whole of the Division 2 base game, if you guys understand what I mean. And I paid $30 for Warlords of New York. Now, I bought multiple copies, but if I were to say maybe I only spent one copy, one console purchase or one platform purchase, it would have been $80 compared to just $40 for one DLC. If I had gone ahead to buy the next DLC after Shadowkeep, that would have also cost me a little bit more money. So if you think about that business model that Destiny 2 is using, I think this is what the Division's Heartland is probably targeting more than anything. So you're going to have something that keeps players playing, not like let's just all jump in free to play Fortnite our way out there. Nah, I think it's much more than that, because if you notice, even if you watch, say, maybe Daddy Fuye's video, he said PvP players keep your ears to the ground, and they also said PvE players keep your ears to the ground. Now, it may be that the case is actually the reverse. It may be a battle royale that's full on PvP. You never know, but I doubt it. And the reason I doubt it is because they're going to try to pull in everybody that's a part of the community, both the PvP and PvE side. And say something like Destiny 2, which has a PvE and PvP game, I believe that this is probably something that they're going to try to tie together. They're going to put, the game, give it a structure with missions, with, a lot more continuation of kind of the storyline. They're going to they're going to maybe design a new world. They're going to design an entire, I would say, storyline or sub-storyline that we can pursue. And then comes the continual seasonal drops of content, continual expansions. And I think this is what they're going to try to do for maybe the 5, 6, 7 year term in terms of the way this game, I believe, is going to go. And this is just my speculation. I might be fully 100% wrong, but it makes a lot of sense to me. Again, if you actually want to kind of say, okay, why would they go for this model rather than just the, basic battle royale model? Well, it makes a whole lot of sense because the Division is fitting for that kind of gameplay loop. Unlike, say, maybe Rainbow Six. Rainbow Six is structured PvP, which has been able to take itself to a competitive side of things. The Division cannot go that route because the game is not designed that way. It has to follow its lore. It has to be true to itself. And so to me, if you think about, say, maybe Fortnite, well, what are they going to do? They're going to make a full game where a bunch of people are running around and using skills and shooting one another. I don't think that's the case. If anything, I think the mobile version is what's going to have that Fortnite flavor more than anything else. But again, all of this is really preliminary, but I want agents to at least consider this possibility before actually making a full judgment on what they believe that this new Division universe is going to look like. But at the end of the day, it's actually quite interesting. It's an exciting time to be a Division agent. It's an exciting time to be in this community, and what's really funny, and I have to really put this, is right now the community is already kind of at each other's throat already. And you believe it or not, even with the announcement of new content, there's already a little bit of talk going around the community right now, basically asking and saying, if you're a Division fan and you want to actually engage in this community, this might be the time that you want to kind of make up your mind as to where it is you stand. Because, some people really beat on this game heavily. They beat down on the Division. They beat down on the content creators. They beat down on the people still playing the game because for some reason they were upset at the way the Division 2 turned out, which, to be very honest, I'm not taking those things personally. I've bought a lot of games that I hated at the end of the day, but I didn't go on the internet to yell about it. But everyone has a different, opinion on things. I bought, the Godfall game, the God-awful game. I played only 5 hours. I played a little bit past 5 hours, and Epic Games will not refund my $50. I'm a little salty about it, but this is the first time you're hearing it. So many a times, I think, it's kind of valid to kind of say, we need to temper down the way we approach these things and kind of wait a little bit, because the truth is, the situation has been quite complicated in game development world. A lot of games got delayed. A lot of games got basically pushed back. And so we're starting to see that things may be coming back into light. And it makes a lot of sense that Red Storm has been working on this, because you know, and even that the fact that it's being able to be delivered right now, because Red Storm, they've been in a different, you know, geographical area. I mean, if you think about, say, the measures taken in, say, Canada compared to the measures taken in North Carolina, those are two different measures for the entire COVID thing. You know, if you think about it, like, you know, so you have to consider that in order to say, okay, maybe this is why development may have been halted, or maybe this is why development kind of still continued at this point. But I'll be coming up with another video talking about these little nuances where I get to tell you not to play the Division Heartland, because at the end of the day, you're going to have the same thing repeat itself. People that have been told not to engage in the game or to understand what they're engaging in are in many cases going to be dissatisfied and going to, you know, basically revolt against whatever it is the developers bring. So this is just one of those things to say, keep your expectations low. You will never be disappointed. Anyways, talk to me in the comment section. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for making it through this screechy voice of mine. I'll get out of your hair now. Peace out.